Welcome back, everyone, to the LEC, where we've got Team Vitality and Fnatic up next. Two teams that haven't quite locked their playoff spot yet. So let's have a quick reminder of how they can do it. First off, you may say, well, why does Team Vitality have 100% of scenarios in which they qualify? This 100% signifies that they have the right to at least a tiebreaker for playoffs. If they then would win that tiebreaker, they would make it, but they are not locked as of now. However, Vitality can lock with any win today or tomorrow. If they beat Fnatic in the next game, they lock. If they don't beat Fnatic, but they beat Rogue tomorrow, they lock. If they lose both, they'll at least get a tiebreaker still as well. So they've given themselves a little bit of a cushion. Not the case for Fnatic. So let's run through those scenarios. It's simple. If you want Fnatic to be in, you need to keep winning. Because if you win versus Vitality tomorrow, and you win versus Misfits tomorrow, regardless of XL beating Astralis, you will still be in the playoffs. It's when you lose today versus Vitality that it gets a little tricky. So, I'm going to clear it actually. If Fnatic lose to Vitality today, they would be dependent on XL Astralis, because if XL then beat Astralis, it's just XL in the playoffs over Astralis. However, if Astralis then wins, they still need to win versus Misfits. And if they win versus Vitality today, even if XL win and they win versus Misfits, they would be in the playoffs as well. But you want to keep winning, basically. And then, I don't know if I figured it out yet, but we saw here that Astralis has a 6.3 percentage of scenarios in which they still qualify for the playoffs, but we're not sure. I mean, we'll find out for you, basically, but they can still make it, but it's dependent on everything. But they definitely need to win their game tomorrow, and then it goes up to 12%. So if you're looking for a team to support in terms of a miracle run, it's definitely Astralis. So, was that clear? It was clear to me, and I'm terrible with these scenarios. I think the tool has made all of our lives much easier, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I want the old foldy paper back, you know, this new technology, you know, I get out of here with that.
I love the new technology. You keep your foldy papers, we start this. You know what, tomorrow, I know you're not on desk, but you come in with a foldy paper, you do the segment then. Yeah?
Young whippersnappers with your technologies.
Exactly. So let's focus in on the matchup at hand then. I just laid out why it is so important for them to win. Vitality with a lock immediately. Fnatic wants to keep winning. And we have them coming out of day one with interesting results. Fnatic did really well versus Astralis in a must-win game. Vitality fumbled the bag versus SK.
Honestly, I think that was like some of the old cogginess we see from Vitality as well, in terms of how they play, or at least outline their planning from the early game to the mid game. But outside of that, I still feel like Vitality is a team to be feared, and I actually do believe that against a team like Fnatic, they're matching up really well against them due to the fact that these are players with the same amount of caliber, and out of recent performance, I actually think from the last few weeks, if we combine all of that, Vitality has been playing a little bit better.
I think it was also really interesting to see kind of a bit of a change in Vitality yesterday, because traditionally what we've seen from Vitality is them heavily playing around mid lane and top side and kind of just leaving Carzzy to his own devices. Carzzy oftentimes ends up falling behind because so many resources are dedicated elsewhere in the map. But this was a draft that was actually very heavily focused around the Sivir, but unfortunately just with how much there was gunning for Carzzy in that fight, he just wasn't able to carry it through.
Okay, but generally you agree with the adaptation, I guess, especially when you're playing into a team with Fnatic that have historically leaned towards the bot lane, although they haven't that much as of recent. Let's talk about the mid laners as well. Perkz versus Humanoid. Earlier today, Perkz was even in the discussion about the MVP overall. So what has he brought to this Vitality?
I think it's very simple. He is just a catalyst here, and you see that they have become so much better at playing around him as well, with now finally Haru and Labrov playing for him too. In the beginning of spring and this split as well, he barely got any resources. A lot of it was just like a 1v1 mission, both from Alphari and for Perkz in general. But now that they have become so much better at actually focusing around Perkz as a mid laner, enabling him, then afterwards they're actually able to enable the rest of the map, and that's what's really become so good of Vitality lately.
Especially when Alphari's on these kind of like picks like the Gnar and things that can be more carry-oriented in the top lane. It works out perfectly there. But as you can see, looking across at Fnatic, their mid jungle has been incredibly strong as well. Humanoid, I think yesterday, really showed what they were capable of, what has been lacking from this Fnatic all split long, because they were actually able to play successfully through this and find those early wins that allowed Humanoid to play side lanes.
And I agree with that statement from Humanoid as well, coming through with Razork yesterday, but my problem is that we haven't seen it often enough, and we don't see it consistently either. So I'm really hoping that Fnatic, they're showing up with the same kind of caliber they were yesterday in terms of strategy and planning.
That will definitely be the key. Just to put your focus on the stats for a little bit, they're actually very close in a lot of these categories. And I think sometimes you would think because of the way Humanoid has been unfortunately dying and the team couldn't do anything for it in the last couple of weeks that it's not good. But generally, it has been good. So I think both of these teams know what they have to do to win, right? But can they do it right now?
Yeah, I think that is the big question. I think a huge focus is going to be on these two in the mid lane to see who can get control, because it definitely feels like, at least with Perkz, it very much bleeds into the map, whereas with Humanoid, he's going to be playing to try and take over from him being the carry.
And I heard, Dagda, that you found something very interesting about Vitality's dragon setup. What is that?
Yeah, so I'm going to take a quick look at this. So I've been looking at the way, so if we actually look at the stats right now, Vitality are the lowest in the league when it comes to dragons per game. And I want to make this clear, I'm not saying that they aren't doing other things instead of dragon, but what I want to say is that they are not focusing the dragons correctly, and I think that this is a big issue that we're seeing in their game plan. So what I want to look at here coming into this is the way that this map is going to be completely set up. So when we look at the bottom side, you're going to see Haru is going to be pushed in on this bot side, right? You're going to have the push coming through in this bot lane as well. A slow push that you can see is building here for Labrov and Carzzy, but I also want you to take a look at this mid lane as well. We've actually got the exact same slow push building in that mid lane for this Ahri. So there's an option here, especially as Dragon is about to spawn, where as Haru, you can just lean into this bot side, make sure that they're safe and they can push in, and then as an entire unit, you can move in over towards the Dragon. But instead, as we watch this clip play out, they don't actually go for this. Instead, they have Haru sneak into the back of the bush and they try and make this gank work, but it doesn't actually bring them anything. Haru doesn't even try and bring in behind here, so they're trying to get gold onto Carzzy, but because of this as well, as you see this play out once more, Haru actually sticks around even for longer again. So they don't get anything on this bottom side. Yes, they do deny some CS from Jezu, but you don't get the kill, you're still not getting the dragon, and you're not able to use the fact that you've got this big push in mid and you've created this push on bot side. And you'll even see, like, look at that big wave in mid that Perkz has just used. Like, that could have been something that they could have used to try and play around, and this comes back to bite them then later on in the game. Because they haven't stacked these early dragons, now SK with this pick composition have been able to completely clear out all the vision. You can see it here in this bottom side. There is nothing that Vitality have to try and play around, and this then means that you have to face check this as Vitality. SK are in a great spot then to find several different flank angles. They're able to get onto Carzzy in this fight, and they're able to control this fight for themselves. You can even see, yes, Vitality are able to bully their way in a little bit, but Certus is starting to get poked down. You're starting to again lose vision of where SK are. They've baited you into this Infernal Rift where they have several different angles of attack, where they can come in, oh, that's the wrong one, where we can come in with the line here, you can come in through the back, and you've even got to be worried about the flank over here with some of the vision control that SK had already set up as well. And this is where I think for Vitality, having these early dragons is going to be crucial for them as this game starts to go on, because it's one of the big problems that we've seen in their mid game, which is them not being able to find success in the mid game. As I'm back, but I'm going to send it over to Drakos and the boys at the desk as they're going to take us into the actual game.
Thank you very much, Dagda. We'll also walk back on the set here. We're gearing up. This game is very important. So in the words of Caedrel, posture check, hydration check, drink your water, sit up straight. Because it only gets more tense from here. Because this is a big deal. This game is a big deal. Vitality have not locked yet. Fnatic have not locked yet. Astralis losing today obviously knocks them down a bit. Fnatic may be feeling pretty comfortable. Winning here would make their chances look a lot better. And Vitality, to a lot of people, they feel like they're locked, but you gotta win the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Sjokz kind of broke it down. It feels like Fnatic have to win today, because if XL win against Astralis tomorrow, it's over. So a win here makes them feel a lot more comfortable going into day 3.
Now we enter picks and bans. Immediately Gwen taken away. 2 very premier top laners battling it off in this particular game. Have to see what the matchup is going to be. Who is going to get the luxury of counter picking? Fnatic obviously could save it. But we're just going to have to see for now. Wow, English hard. Draft. What happens?
Yep, we got a draft on our hands. That's what we're working through right now. Some would say agent select in other titles, and here we call it picks and bans.
Yumi banned.
You gotta love it. You gotta love getting rid of the
appreciate
Yumi.
it.
Of course, and I mean, it is interesting, like when you look at like what both of these teams have been playing recently, Vitality have just been spam locking in the Gnar. Obviously, that was up before the nerfs, the Trundle and the Jarvan as well, all of which untouched so far.
Vitality have banned LeBlanc and Ahri on blue side. Now, blue side's notorious for target bans. Is that a first pick Azir or something that they're setting up for there, I wonder?
What?
For Perkz?
Are we? Because Fnatic are the Azir first pickers in this league. Are we really just about to like Azir Victor handshake
There's
here?
a lot of options. Maybe they were scared of Talia. Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Look, I was promised durability patch, scaling games, longer games, team fight games. So seeing more Azir, I like to see that. You know, sometimes it's fun to get the long fist. Drake is looking at me like I'm completely out of my mind.
Absolutely out of your mind.
Look, I am here for an intellectual game of League of Legends.
Based fist fight.
No.
Fist fight, please. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see what the response is here from Fnatic. Because again, they were the team first picking Azir fearlessly across drafts in the last week or two. For now, though, locking the Poppy, getting themselves, obviously, I think the best jungler on the patch. Ulti, incredibly impactful, as we saw in the last two games.
And I wonder what Humanoid's response here is. I mean, you know Humanoid for his Akali and his Orianna. I think that's things he might default back to when it comes to mid-pool on 3, but I think picking up AD here would make a lot of sense. Sivir, I think Sivir would struggle. Sylas would also do pretty well, but that's going to be Humanoid's first Sylas game of the split, but he's going to lock it in. Such a power pick, though. We'll see what jungler Haru matches here with. I feel like it's going to be a Trundle.
Trundle makes a lot of sense here. Big favorite champ for Haru. Has played some Jarvan recently, but I think the Trundle as another obviously good early game power tool. The pillar can act as both engage and some light disengage for that Azir too when you're peeling towards the backline. Already setting up to have pretty strong team fights later on.
Yeah, picking up AD would make sense as well if you lock in Trundle. Could go for something like Ornn, yes, but I think something like the Sivir or the Zeri would make the most sense. Then Fnatic could match AD on 3 as well. I think we're seeing a trend of mid-jungle AD most of the time on the first 3 because this is where the power picks lie and things like, I mean, you can look at the bans already, right? Barring the Gwen, GP to get nerfed, but it is an Alphari special, picking full topside. We'll see if they do so. I mean, it could go for something like the Sejuani as well, perhaps.
And if we look back a few weeks, it was a lot of the success around top side for Alphari and Haru in particular that led to them to start kind of streaking up in the standings, taking down Finn pretty handedly on that Gnar. Some pretty iconic moments in that game. See if they want to continue to play around the top side for now. Relatively safe blind pick, but does open up the AD carry pool to get pinched a little bit here as we head into the second phase. But see, maybe Fnatic, more concerned about the top lane pool, could just lock their response here in top lane.
Yeah, I think you can go ahead and do that. This will be Alphari's 10th Gnar game of the season. With Zeri open, you can go ahead and grab that one here. Then maybe look to ban other popular picks like the Sivir away here in the second phase of bans.
I remember there's, I think it was like 4 or 5 games in a row, Alphari and Haru were winning with just Gnar, Trundle, Gnar, Trundle, Gnar, Trundle. It was just, you know, they weren't exploring many champs, but it worked. And as much as Gnar has been nerfed, doesn't seem to care so much. Alphari, I wonder what bans they'll put in. There's the Sivir ban you were just talking about, Ender. I wonder if Sejuani is something they're thinking about.
Wonder if they take away some of Wunder's playmakers as well.
Gragas,
Obviously,
perhaps.
Gragas is one of the champions. Shyvana, another champion that's been rising in popularity. Obviously, both of them will suffer in the early lane phase against the Gnar, but you saw how powerful base stats alone can be.
Camille is another good champ that functions into Gnar. Alphari was talking to us a bit on the Euphoria about how the Camille will just lose the lane, go down maybe 20 CS, but if Camille gets the first item safely, it can be a bit of a struggle for Gnar on side lane. Down goes the Ornn, wants to stop Fnatic's team fighting.
I think that's a smart pick, especially because I think Fnatic have probably looked best when they're playing around mid, around bot side a little bit more heavily, and when Wunder can spec into those tanks or moving a pick like the Ornn makes a little bit more sense. If you can put Wunder in a position where he's finding a counter pick and it's a lane that Razork has to play a little bit more towards, that reduces a lot of upset in Hylissang's power.
Does indeed, and I'm thinking of Renata maybe for Hilly on 4 here would make a lot of sense. But then again, do you want to leave your last pick for top when you already see their top laner? Because Renata is such a powerful champ, they're going to get rid of the Pyke, so we'll see what they blind pick. I mean, Vitality have a lot of options still with these AD bans. I mean, the first one that comes to mind, you know, you could just slam a Lucian Nami there on 4-5 to have a safe, kind of aggressive bot that they can play towards. Could also go for some kind of Rakan lane. We'll see if they opt into Aphelios open as well.
Yeah, debating. They can obviously just respond to top lane picks, save that counter pick. It does mean giving up the power pick in Renata, if that is something that Vitality want to go for. But Gragas, of course, iconic pick for Wunder. Some of his best games this season, this year even have been on the champion. Certainly a master of the pick, even if it does fall behind a little bit. And Samira
not? Are we going to get it?
would be a sight. Aggressive, obviously one-item pick. We saw Neela come out, very similar identity here. Windwall very impactful against a lot of what Fnatic want to be doing. Or the Blade Whirl, sorry.
Oh, yeah, get it right. Come on,
okay,
Drakos, come on.
Whoa, that's a very different speed. Okay.
They're playing the safe area, and that's probably why they banned Pyke, because they want to avoid as much roaming from Hyli as possible. They could just go for a Renata here, would make sense to Tahm. I think they have so many options for support. They can even play a range support like Lulu.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. Team Vitality have so much in terms of range overall, and I was saying...
that's a grin on his face. There's
big
no
grin
way.
on the face. Hylissang leaving counter pick to him, got that champion ocean down there, but will just be the Lulu at the end of the day. Still, I feel like Vitality, when you think about how they can play the game with all this range, a lot of fantastic disengage tools too, between the Tahm, the Pillar, and the Azir wall, you can sort of limit a lot of the impactfulness of these low-range champions, especially on the Fnatic top side.
Can indeed, and Senna got a little bit of a hit on 12-12, so that's why she kind of fell out a bit, but it seems like Vitality want to go back towards it. They weren't looking for a Filio solution, they just want to pick that Senna Tahm, but looking across the board, Senna ults will help Alphari on side lane, but big team fight for Vitality, just basically locked in, not much else to play for otherwise, other than maybe a Gnar side lane across for Fnatic. You do have a little bit of side lane in the side but again, just raw team fight. That's kind of what the meta has been leaning towards, dragon fights, herald fights, any kind of 5v5s you can find, and that's what both these teams have drafted.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at the power of the Gragas in this comp for Wunder, you have the ideas of, yeah, sure, if you can pick off one of the priority targets, but really just separating them from the front line. I think divvying up the fights, you can deal with the Vitality front line before the rest, gives you a lot of ability to fight front to back.
And we saw in the previous game how good Mad was at identifying potential flankers, marking Xerxes every single fight. We're going to have to see if Vitality can do the same with the Gragas, with the Poppy to stop any of these potential engages onto the back line, these flanks, or casks. A lot of tension right now. Vitality, they're sitting okay. They're pretty comfortable. They're going to have another opportunity. But for Fnatic, it does feel a little bit like do or die as we get ready. Vitality versus Fnatic. It's been a difficult season for Fnatic thus far, 8-8.
And they're bringing out the big guns here in the game.
The Fnatic pause!
The pause right there, which gives us a great opportunity to talk about stakes. Of course, we'll update you as soon as we know what the cause of the pause is. So reminder, wow, I just got so distracted by that Kit Kat thing. I'm gonna have a Kit Kat. Anyway, hashtag sellout. Vitality win, of course, is going to lock them in playoffs. If Vitality win, they are locked in playoffs, and for Fnatic, they are not out, but their ability to lock will become outside of their own control. Again, if you highlighted it earlier, XL winning over Astralis tomorrow would eliminate Fnatic if Vitality win. Fnatic winning eliminates Astralis from playoffs contention. So Fnatic winning here knocks Astralis out, gives XL an opportunity to fight for potentially a tiebreaker. We'll have to see how the rest unfolds, but high stakes game.
High stakes indeed. Can hear some pings. Sounds like we're getting back into the game. Fnatic, we're setting up some kind of level 1 here onto Perkz.
There we go. Chain now going down. Perkz now locked up. Bile goes in. Wunder! It's clean, but Perkz is still standing. No! Razork! He's going in the tower! He's out! But here comes Alphari! Oh no, goodbye, Razork.
Give it to Labrov. Labrov shouldn't hit him. He could get the assist, but then he would take the kill. So deep ward though on the Wolves. Razork's getting a little bit of vision. 1-for-1 favors Fnatic because of the first blood. Razork will get to his camp in time, and he has Hex Flash anyway.
Additionally, Razork gives up his flash, Wunder gives up his flash, but Razork has Hex Flash, would probably flash over a wall for jungle pathing. Anyway, Perkz giving his flash is big in the early lane phase. Have to keep our eyes now on Haru to see how he defends against this.
Absolutely. Just a complete jump scare coming out of the pause, and Vitality aren't done just yet. Now walking in towards the enemy blue buff, so Razork starting on red. Hylissang may actually get caught here. They're going to come over the...
Big. Hylissang, tongue going down. Haru focusing on the blue 4 now, just trying to burn the flash, trying to take something away from him, but Hylissang walking away, feeling comfortable. Keep in mind, Razork starting E. This is the worst clear of all time. He's going to fall very behind very quickly, but luckily gets the leash coming in from Wunder.
Has Hex Flash as well, so he can get to his blue faster, so it pays out the level 1, doesn't it? So he's going to just kind of split map here. We're going to have a complete split map from the level 1. Haru's going to take away Gromp and Wolves. We'll see if they can set up any bot dives, and Fnatic needs to be very careful on their wave management. You need to be very, very vocal as the bot lane on the opposite side of the map from your jungler to tell your jungler when the wave's stacking, how long it is until it crashes, and when you need your jungler to base and cover it, because Vitality will stack it up as big as possible. And Fnatic can't really contest the wave because they don't have vision on Haru, who actually just ignores the wolves. He's going to run through mid to top side to collapse on Razork. This is a bit odd, so Razork spots him and runs away. Manages to get a +1 by having a Gromp advantage, but that's about it.
Splash again. And you'll always remember this is the day you almost got Razork. Wow! I have never seen someone burn a flash and thought to myself, value like I have in this Hex Flash early game.
Yeah, gets the first blood, gets in, gets out.
Imagine if this was last week and Hex Flash was still disabled. This would be a very different game.
Well, then he could have actually gotten onto the Rift way quicker after the early death. He would have just been right back onto the red buff, no time wasted whatsoever.
I wonder if he'd be able to flash over and get the blue, though, if Haru cross-mapped in time. Anyway, looks like Razork will clear out his Raptors. Perkz gets towards that level 3. Haru's just going to path all the way back down, so bot lane will be in isolation, and Perkz having no flash means he'll have to be a little bit careful of Razork's early ganks. Good setup by the Sylas and the Poppy. Haru's going to go towards his top crab. No smites. Razork doesn't have it either. Is he going to run into River here and find Haru? I think the Trundle without red might actually struggle a little bit considering Humanoid has mid push, but he won't even see him taking the top crab, so Razork might get a little bit of surprise.
Yeah, well, Haru can also just run either into mid here or bot River.
Okay, so they spot out Haru. Looks like they will get this bot crab, but Labrov's moving up now, so a lot of contest around the map. Razork can't really go onto this because he has no flash, so he's going to get double crabbed by Haru, so good early game by him so far in terms of camps.
Yeah, didn't have the smite either, so he couldn't instantly CC break the shield, get the smite for the very quick kill before Haru got into range. So full control with Haru taking away the bot side jungle. There's literally nothing for Razork to do and plenty of time for Haru to still go back and clear his own jungle. But this wave is in a really tough spot for Humanoid.
I think the biggest loser of all of this is Wunder, because Alphari got first blood, got an extra kind of item on base, so he's getting bullied under his tower. Wunder's already had the TP back, so Alphari will be punishing that lane, but eyes on mid lane. Haru's been waiting here for quite a while.
Going in, with the trade here, waiting on the pillar. He's going to go no mana on Humanoid. Forced to flash out to safety, and so many little victories going over to Vitality here in the early game.
And to quickly jump back to that top lane point, yeah, Alphari's been having a good time, and I think a lot of that has to do with Haru actually pathing instantly back towards the top side of the map, because it was very easy for Razork to just split the map if Haru didn't run up there, already had the ward he actually placed when he died behind the wolf, so he was going to know if Haru was ever going to make it towards the top side, and Haru's pathing just sort of equalized this lane a bit and forced Razork to the bottom side.
And this is naturally a lane we're going to look at. Wunder stats aren't fantastic this season. He's been playing a lot of tanks. But the thing I want to highlight is jungle proximity, because while that stat for Alphari is very low and it would lead you to believe that he's not getting supported by his jungler, he is. It's just not in the form of walking into his lane and throwing down a pillar or throwing down a Q. It's isolating the enemy jungle, making sure that he cannot come top and that Alphari gets to play in this 1v1.
Yeah, 1v1 is where Alphari exceeds. His strongest point has always been lane phase, so we'll track how the CS numbers stack up because he still has TP advantage in this lane after he catches the wave. Haru will find Razork, who was trying to steal away his Raptors, has the lucidity boost on first base. He's going to run back over to his Raptors. Both these junglers, so much kind of presence in the early game, a lot of pressure in the early game, that both of them just trying to find plays around the map.
This is still Haru's first clear of those bot side camps, by the way. Went back to base, so this is his first red buff of the game at 5.5 minutes.
Look at Razork as well. He's just ran from his Raptors to his Gromp. He's like, I just want your camps on cooldown non-stop, and I don't really care about my second respawn, so I think he will get the Gromp. He has flash up, and this is what I love to see. Razork's not being called to any lane. He's just playing his own game and pulling Haru around the map, and Haru's going to get a bit of a surprise when he walks top and realizes his top camps are being contested. Is Razork going to go for the wolves as well? Seems a little bit risky with Humanoid basing, but he's going to go for it anyway. There's a red buff Trundle there. This could be a little bit dangerous.
Okay, Haru walking forward. This is some psycho stuff.
Well, the thing is, they don't know Humanoid based. So Humanoid could have been walking through the river. So that's why we don't see a chase, even with, no top lane priority for Razork to work with there. And unironically, Razork going for the very quick tier 2 boots has a lot of merit, especially with the gameplay he's working with. He has just been constantly running back and forth into Haru's jungle and back towards his own. And while, yes, he has fallen behind a little bit, hasn't been successful when coming to the Scuttle Crabs, he wants a chance now with Humanoid coming back to mid.
He really wants to scuttle.
Alphari, level 6 to Wunder's level 6. Body slam, now getting pulled back. Alphari just has to be careful not to get knocked at the tower. He's feeling okay. Extended trade, though. Knocked back. Will not hit the tower. Haru on the way up. Wunder now going to be in trouble. Flash out to safety. Again, no kills following that first exchange at level 1, but a lot of flashes burned in favor of Vitality.
Yeah, 2 solo lane flashes down from Haru's presence in them. It's been a lot of topside contest, and as much as Razork's been the aggressor, he's lost 3 Scuttle Crabs this game, so that's why it's still slightly in Haru's favor. The kill, of course, on the first blood, helping Razork out a little bit, but not in the experience department, so good all in there by Alphari. You highlighted it perfectly there, Drakos. He doesn't want to step too far forwards onto Wunder because he can get knocked into the tower and will have to burn his own flash. So he was being on the limit there a bit. Haru still hovering around just in case Razork looks for a gank. Both these junglers just sitting on the top side of the map.
I think Alphari had an opportunity there if he wanted to just not hit the wave. It would have stacked up and sort of worked back into him. Potentially could have looked for something with Haru, but Haru has so many camps on the map that he doesn't actually want to spend more time on the top side, just wants to grind out that level 6. Might be able to find that off the Rafter camp. He should be very, very close, because it looks like Razork is just one camp off as well.
Razork, ready to commit for more Humanoid, ready to throw Perkz back at the first opportunity.
Yep. See the idea, and now Razork will get 6 off that. Go to base, still 500 gold up, but it's the solo lanes that are struggling, and it's always been that story for Vitality throughout the entirety of the split. The solo lanes of Vitality getting the CS leads, getting the CS advantages. And as much as they're playing range into melee, it's kind of expected. But bot lane's also been a bit quiet. Senna, of course, not the farmer in this lane. It's the Tahm Kench you'd have to look at for creep, so Upset's a little bit ahead. And again, makes sense with range into melee and isolated lanes. So very standard stuff here from both teams so far.
And while I don't like watching this lane, I like that seeing this lane locked in means we don't have to watch this lane. That we can just keep going back to topside.
Yeah, this
Watching
is like
the
our
jungle
first time
pathing.
coming down here, really.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's a bot.
Oh, they're bringing out the
See,
double
the second we
pause.
talk about the bot lane, they don't want you to...
Okay, hold on. Perkz. They're going to gank you in like 1 second. That's what they did last time, right? They pause it, and then instantly they're jumping onto a mid lane.
I think you're metagaming
Yeah.
the pauses maybe too much.
Sorry, this is me coming back from Valorant. I'm like, coach is in their ears.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta shut this man
no,
down.
in this game
No.
we have to stay silent. You have
No.
to just wait.
Okay.
You're allowed to speak to the referee.
Yep.
Charlie on stage right now, talking to the boys, making sure everything's good.
I love the headcanon that the refs are just hyping the players up during the pause. Like, okay, guys, you got this. Just a few more minutes. You're going to be back in the game, but I believe in you.
Your mid-round util right now looking a little rough.
Eco by.
Charlie, no.
But of course, Fnatic can't actually talk in the polls. The only person that can talk is the person who has the issue. Same for Vitality. If there is any issues or if they're talking to the rep, it looks like we're back into game with the mouse and the keyboard clicks, I presume. But we'll have to see.
Have
Or
to
they're
hold for
pretending.
the slow...
They're pretending. Trying to mimic their movements, so it's autopilot when they're
This is a do-or-die game. Keep it together. Well, it's not, but it kind of is.
For Fnatic, it kind of is.
Kind of is.
Of course, if XL win tomorrow and Fnatic lose here, Fnatic are out of playoffs and XL are locked. But if Fnatic win, then they have a very good chance of finding their way back into this playoffs.
Humanoid.
And seeing a 3-0 week, Humanoid's just gonna use the ult there, try to get the wave under tower. Hilly's just hovering around for it. I think they're a bit scared of Perkz trying to shuffle 1 or 2 of them into his team if Haru's hovering around, but he's just leashing the blue for now.
Haru waiting very patiently here. Perkz gonna get this one, just continue the mid lane push. Already has the lost chapter, not really a lot of reason to back as he can just sustain pressure here in the mid lane. Haru clearing out a bit of vision, tracking gold, only about a 500 lead. Bit of a split back and forth. Bot lane obviously a little bit deceiving in terms of gold.
And let's not forget, just to reiterate it, if Fnatic win this game, Astralis are eliminated from playoffs. The remaining games don't matter. As, yeah, like you said, Haru's just going to start up this Herald. Pretty free objective for him. Vitality, of course, Herald's so powerful. Looks like Fnatic's going to cross-map for a Drake. Should be pretty free for them as well. But Upset's basing right now, so I wonder how much damage they do have for this Dragon. Humanoid has to go to mid-wave, so it's really awkward for Razork to do it. You know, Poppy killing a Dragon, not great. If the Herald dies, they could collapse on top of him. Humanoid.
Fishing, but won't hit the chains. Now going in on the Perkz. Knockup coming in. They're just going to walk away here. Bit of an awkward attempt into the mid lane there. It seems like just trying to get something back while the Herald was going down. It just does not work out.
I feel like Fnatic are playing kind of different games as individuals. Hilly Razork looked for a Drake, Upset wanted the base, and Humanoid was probably calling for a mid play. So the 4 of them just kind of desynced. It looks like they will decide on the Dragon finally, but this could have been dead already. Nevertheless, Perkz gets chunked out and has to base.
Yeah, you also had Wunder teleporting back to the top lane while all of this was going down. No TP on Alphari meant it wasn't going to happen, but Fnatic do get what they came for in the end. But it does give very easy recalls, like you're talking about here. Already back onto the map are the bot laners and the mid laner of Vitality, and they can get the shove in before Humanoid gets back into mid.
Disjointed, but not the end of the world. Wunder is going to trade onto Alphari here. Pops the ult to knock him away, just wants to get a short trade. His ideal situation here is poking the Gnar out of lane. I don't think he has any innate instant kill pressure. But he is building towards an AP-ish Gragas, so he will have a little bit of damage in his back pocket. Won't go for the kind of chem tank tanky build. And yeah, just stable lanes across the board. The next thing to keep our eye on is where Haru places this Herald. I think his best options are probably mid or bot. Ideally for the Azir, I presume.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't hurt to break your bot lane out a little bit, get Senna the opportunity to roam, maybe pick up some souls off the camps. That's something that we'll keep track as we move further. You can see Upset going for both the Colt as well as the Vamp Scepter, so a lot of sustain, not going to get poked out by the early Senna harass. Sitting pretty comfortably on the bottom side. And overall, very quiet game. Despite the absolute fist fight that was the first 5 minutes of jungle pathing, no one dying past that level 1.
A little unlucky. I do believe the minions got the turret plate in the bot side and gold didn't go over to to Carzzy or Labrov. Hadn't hit it recently enough, so a bit of wasted opportunity there with the big wave stacking up and cashing in.
Yeah, watching what Upset did there, I think he intentionally did that on purpose because he left the wave alive as long as possible. He could have cleared it out instantly, so smart play by him to just deny a plate when Vitality do get that repush. Of course, it does mean the tower is low, so when the Herald might crash onto that tower, they might have some kind of pressure to actually get the full tower. But halfway ticked through the Herald, Haru still hasn't found his lane. Right now he's hovering around the bot side, getting a little bit of vision, for his bot lane, so they can start moving towards mid more, perhaps, so that Perkz can have more of a isolated time or more cover, because Hylissang again showing himself in mid, Razork in mid. Looks like Fnatic's playing through mid right now.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality going bot side almost looked like a great time for the Herald, but so many players have been instantly running down.
Caught up, immediately needs to ult, but Humanoid's actually going to be the one to ult first. Haru still running. Very big, of course, in the Battle of Trundle ults that you ult second.
Humanoid playing with no fear. Haru didn't really hesitate too much. He didn't counter ult, so he still has that available. Hylissang is rooted up here. Knockup's going to connect.
Knock up onto two. Cancels Razork. That's going to be big. Now knocking the Tahm Kench to the wall. But that's a farming Tahm Kench. He's a BB boy. Eats him up. Spits him back over. You love to see it. Hylissang is for dinner.
Oh, Labrov is eating nice tonight. Getting Hylissang right there. Now Vitality, so many options open up to them. No wave to play off of immediately towards this bottom side of the map, but a great kill for Vitality in the river.
Yeah, Humanoid over-forcing onto Haru a bit meant Hyli was following. Maybe Hyli overstayed a bit there, but there's the Herald placed in mid for Perkz to get some plates. And with Hyli being dead, they know that they have a numbers advantage because they spotted Razork out as well. So Crash comes in.
It's big. Maybe hoping for one more plate here, but the wave getting cleared out. Humanoid. Razork behind him, maybe was hoping to extend the trade, but now Carzzy now coming in. Humanoid definitely not where he wants to be. Root over the wall will go a little bit wide. That's going to be massive. Carzzy now in the individual 1v1 versus Humanoid. The W is going to be everything. Kingmaker healing now coming in. Razork going into the wall, has to use the ult for shielding, but he won't get the chance to do it. Upset in the midst of the fight, but now Perkz and Haru finally on their way back in after getting knocked out by the Poppy. Labrov stepping forward. Frostfire Gauntlet to slow Razork for a brief moment, but both sides will back away.
This bot lane of Vitality playing so well there. Labrov with a couple of moments down in the bot river, zoning away there. Carzzy too, getting the kill on Humanoid. Looked dire for a second with the heal coming on through, but Carzzy shuts him down. Vitality jump ahead.
They do indeed. I don't think a single plate has fallen on Vitality either. You can see that tower only has one left. Bot tower took a hit as well. Didn't actually go gold across, but the Herald proving how valuable it can be in the early stages. Having that top push, having that mid push, and securing that objective is so powerful. We see the replay here again of Humanoid going on to Haru, but what follow-up did he really expect here once he lands the chain? Maybe the slow from Upset as he comes over the wall could allow Razork to gap close, and I think Hyli just overstaying here, trying to get wards. The Carzzy actually lands the root onto him, and that allows Labrov to chain CC the knockup. A lot of confidence from Labrov as well. The second he lands the knockup to just instantly flash over, it also cancels the Poppy ult, so there he's going to continue as a 3v2.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Then Labrov is able to jump right on over here. Autos for the extras proc. Bit of a fight in the bot lane, but knocks him back over for the kill onto Hylissang. And then later, Humanoid also went very aggressive, costing another kill.
Yeah. Rare that we get to see the aggressive Tahm Kench ult in a meta that's all about just protecting your scaling carries, but when you got a farming Tahm Kench, certainly does a lot of work. See what else Vitality can get done. Haru continuing to play towards the bottom side. Top lane, we originally were expecting a bit more action there, but that's the one that's been left to his lonesome. Haru playing with fire here. Now there's going to be follow-up. Razork stepping forward. Haru forced to ulti just to get a little bit more health, a little bit more resistance. His Humanoid blocked up. That's two members down on the stun. The Tahm Kench is big. The damage in the extended fight's going to be everything.
TP behind.
Keep your eyes on Labrov.
Razork's alive.
Now backing away, still standing.
Wunder.
Razork running off to the side. Body slam flash. No! It whiffs! It just barely whiffs. They managed to walk away. That could have been everything. But he can't connect on the body slam. It's an absolute fist fight on the bottom side.
So close, but Labrov playing such a good game. They're spotting out the flank from Wunder, protecting his teammate, keeping it even here. And the members of Fnatic just living on a hair of HP.
They are indeed. Razork, luckily for him, that bush had a pink in it, so as much as Vitality dropped a ward to get the kill, they were pushed back far enough that they weren't in auto-attack range, I think, but Vitality will get the Dragon. Wunder TPing in. Alphari's on the bot side now, Upset.
Alright, ooh, Gnar goes a little bit wide there. They are going to grab the Drake, and note from production coming in clutch here, 15 HP. Wow. That's all Razork had left in the exchange.
Oof, just about got away. 3k gold lead for Vitality right now. We'll look at this one again. So Haru going a bit too deep here. He has flash, but Humanoid quick to punish. Smart punish, I think, as well. You have to stop this Trundle from being able to do that, especially when Dragon's up. Get a kill there, and you can secure the objective. But it's here where he has no flash. The knockup lands, and it looks quite dire for Fnatic. Upset arrives in time. Turns it into a 4v5, of course, because Perkz on mid-wave and that pink ward. Razork's out of vision. Vitality can't get the finish. The E-flash here is eaten away so quickly by Labrov. Good reaction times from him. So that means Wunder can't follow up. And in the end, everyone walks away alive. Vitality get the Dragon. Vitality looks like they're going to get the Herald as well.
Some indecision in that fight as well from Upset, just jiggling back and forth, like left, right a few different times before finally entering the fight. Didn't seem like Fnatic knew they wanted to go for that until the teleport from Wunder came in onto the side. Fnatic are going to have to get on the same game plan here when it comes to these team fights, because Team Vitality absolutely scale. They absolutely have some fantastic team fight tools when it comes to the later stages of the game.
And you've got some potential for clutch. Ooh, canceled back there on Humanoid. Wunder obviously on the Gragas potential to make these big clutch plays, but certainly Vitality in control for now, and crazy to think back to the start of the year with both of these teams. High expectations of both their shoulders. In spring, Fnatic came close to meeting what they felt like was a title or nothing in terms of what they wanted for themselves. Vitality really the one falling apart a bit, barely beating Excel in the best of 5 before falling to G2. And now here it's Vitality on the rise as Fnatic are the ones looking lost. Everything can change on a single game though. Just need to make your way into playoffs, a chance for best of 5s to be your redemption. That's all that really matters in the end.
The win yesterday for Fnatic put them in a great position for playoffs. They need another to feel a little bit more comfortable here. Nothing doing just now as Vitality put 3 members towards that middle lane, getting priority, but still quite a few minutes away from any objectives spawning up. The next few minutes probably just going to be about juggling waves, picking up waves on the side lane as Humanoid has the push going up top side.
Yeah, so when the second Herald dies and Dragon's not up, the game kind of slows down a bit. It's really on Vitality with the Herald to actually place it to look for an objective, but tier 1 sting a bit. You know, you don't really want to Herald a tier 1 when the enemy team can cross-map a tier 1 anyway. Ideally, tier 2s are good, so looking for a pressure point. There's still 2/3 left on that Herald timing, so Haru can be patient with it, doesn't have to overforce anything, and of course can wait a little bit before Dragon's up to use it in a lane to force Prio to secure an objective. But for now, it looks like they're going to put their bot lane top, try to hit on this bot tower. Alphari will match into Wunder, and Perkz should get mid push. I think Fnatic here need to put their bot lane top as well. I feel like they need to match, because I think Perkz can get the push into Upset in a 1v2 and then move top, so they're going to get collapsed on here. Humanoid, Herald's popped. They're going to get this top tier 1. They have a lot of pressure here. Alphari has TP as well.
Still on Trundle up for a bit of extra tankiness, but
TP
Labrov
behind.
just poking.
Here comes
TP
Wunder.
coming in. Carzzy not going to get locked off. Labrov holding onto the E for now, waiting as long as possible. Will now get him out, trying to zoom out to safety, but Labrov still in his belly. He's going to throw him into the waiting arms of Fnatic. They cannot stop it. Carzzy sacrificed. Knocked out as Alphari's off to the backside. A positive start for Fnatic, finding one as Carzzy will fall.
It's a great look there from Wunder finding the flank TP, but Alphari's teleport is a year and a half too late.
Yeah.
Perkz was still in mid. Vitality should have just cut their losses and drop out there, but now they don't even have a player to pressure towards the bot side.
Yeah, good play by Fnatic. I think they caught Vitality off guard a bit there. Like you said, Alphari's so late, but he might find Humanoid here. Uses the dash. Does he have to use the
More
flash?
auto. Still running forward. Once he turns Mega, it's pretty hard to chase this. Now backing up as Hylissang's in the area. Tahm Kench coming over the wall to knock back, but it's a bit of miscoordination. No, stops the knockup from connecting, and now Humanoid is still standing. It's a disaster. The flashback is into Alphari trying to make it work, but no, yes, just does barely manage to take him down. Haru in the midst of the entire team standing strong. Ulti pop, extra resistance is coming in, and again, here comes Labrov. Perkz! Oh, but no, what is he doing? It doesn't work, it's upset. It's a bloodbath on the top side, an absolute mess of back and forth as Wunder still continues to poke. Razork still remains standing, knocked back into the wall. Alphari in the area, gonna lay down a little bit of poke, but everyone retreating. 3 members standing on both sides, but here comes Carzzy. The fight still just going.
Carzzy died, respawned, came back to top, and the fight was still going on. So many mechanical outplays from both sides. Humanoid looked like he was caught, and I have to say, he played that fight about as well as he could, in and out, dashing with the Gnar ult. And we're going to take a look at this one again, because it all starts with the Wunder's TP behind.
Yeah, the TP is fantastic here. Carzzy has nowhere really to go. Still, Labrov, good timing here to grab the eat on his teammate, but Razork, the second flanker coming around, saving the knockback too. I mean, there's just nothing for Carzzy to do.
Yeah, Perkz doesn't respond with TP. Alphari TP's in late, but as we speed this one up, it's Humanoid who gets caught here. And I think when Hyli arrives, he's saying to Humanoid, hey, we can turn this. And I want everyone to kind of watch Humanoid here and how actually well he plays this to about the maximum limit he can. So he actually gets knocked away, gets the lifesteal, takes the Gnar ult, dashes away, pushes them into the wall, and then he goes back in, gets the W, flashes out of the Senna ult so he doesn't get killed. Kites back, W's again to live as long as possible. Doesn't get the kill on Alphari, but that buys time for Upset and Wunder to arrive. And look at Carzzy on the minimap. He will rejoin this fight eventually.
I mean, it's just completely insane. Perkz also comes in here to get the catch on Upset, but there's no follow-up. Alphari can't do anything too low range. We got another fight.
Coming in. Double snare, Hylissang, extra movement speed now coming in. Labrov gonna be in trouble, needs to pop a thick skin, just barely has the time to do so, but he will be taken down. No! Knocked out, they don't have the damage, maybe they can just finish him, he's ticking, he's still standing strong! Guardian, are you kidding me, Labrov? Oh! Merry Christmas, baby! Poppy bringing the presents home for Fnatic. Haru 2. Now gonna be in trouble. Alphari off to the side. He's a sleepy Gnar though. He can't build that rage quite yet. Mega Gnar not a threat. Carzzy still standing forward, but Upset's only stacking more and more.
This is a 4v5 from Fnatic. They're holding the goddamn line while Humanoid's getting the top tier 1. They can TP in here to take the fight if they want. The Dragon's up. Labrov has TP in 15 as well though, so they have to be very careful on how long they stay around.
Waiting off.
I mean, it's slowed down now, and they don't have control over the mid wave, so Fnatic not deciding to commit onto this. They're gonna have to use the TP if they want that. We might just be resetting for another 5v5. So Vitality set a trap of their own, realizing Fnatic haven't gone for this. Maybe they've taken their back, and now this is their opportunity.
So the Dragon started up 8k HP. Looks like Razork basing is just going to give it up, but Alphari's hovering around, so he has to make sure he's in a safe spot. They retreat to their tier 1, and it's going to be a top tier 1 trade for the Dragon.
Yeah, Humanoid didn't want to TP in there. He was sitting on a full Zonia's going back to base, so was able to purchase that one up. They do sacrifice an opportunity, potentially, for the Infernal, but get a kill for their worries.
The game looked quite dire in the first kind of 50 minutes of the game, but Fnatic have fought their way back. Just skirmishes all around the map have made it so these lanes have become a little bit more stable when they were struggling in the earlier stages.
And that's something that you have to give to Fnatic. They are not a team who plays not to lose, they're a team who plays to win. And that means that they will always take the aggressive option, the aggressive angle. They will not just sit there and scale. And you look back at this exchange, you can see that tendency to just force these fights. Yeah,
it starts off in a 4v3 and Perkz doesn't have a very good position to actually cover Labrov and peel. The W gets him away, the Guardian keeps him alive, the Senna Q for so long. But it looks like Vitality can maybe look for a turn, but this is one way to go to the graveyard, isn't it?
That guy just looks stupid. We got another teleport on the side lane.
All right, Perkz has the Banshees. They need to pop that one. He's going to try to dash out to safety. Banshees now coming down to it. The pushback, he's still standing strong, but there's 4 members of Fnatic. There's a TP coming in. Yeah, Labrov's just going to have to walk away from that one. Time for the Catfish to get very slippery because Fnatic are going noodling.
40 seconds on Perkz. If they can get Labrov here, Fnatic might just start up a Baron. They have to be very careful here. Vitality. Alphari's going to push in mid and start hitting onto this this mid tier 2, sorry. That's going to be the next objective of Vitality as they retreat.
Fnatic are still looking for a fight. They're going to chase Vitality all the way into the bottom jungle.
Locked up. Carzzy trying to generate a little bit more space. Trundle ultimate healing Haru very rapidly. Humanoid going golden.
Upset.
Expecting a bit more damage to come in, I think. Alphari off to the side. Still standing forward. He knows there's not enough damage to stop him. Upset absolutely unleashed. Snared, locked up. Haru, maybe just another name on a list for Upset's death note. He's coming over the wall. He's going to get him. The double kill. Another one to follow. Fnatic just like that in total control.
Upset is a man unleashed, hunting down the members of Vitality one after one. The front line, the damage, he's doing it all. Fnatic have broken this game.
And they're alive, aren't they, Fnatic? They're going to go towards the Baron. 3 kills. 5 versus 2, the solo lanes of Vitality. The Titans in the solo lanes. Can they defend this? I think they might try. Perkz has ultimate up in 3 seconds. The Baron getting burned down. Are they going to show themselves? They don't have a Senna ult to help them in this. I think they have to just back off. They were thinking about it, but that's Baron.
Alphari's got no rage. That's Baron for Fnatic. Decisively Vitality favored early game. Perkz forced to just TP down to bot lane just to push, just to get a little bit of pressure as we take a look back at this.
And I hope the Fnatic fans are spamming that static because these fights are bloody. It starts in top, it ends in bot tier 1 with Upset chasing Haru all the way down, and Perkz is the one who gets caught out initially. Then it's just a huge chase across the map.
I mean, it looks like Fnatic have been practicing one thing this week, just teleporting on side lanes and punishing Vitality. Here goes Upset, just completely unhinged. Hylissang giving him the speed up to continue down on towards Carzzy. Doesn't matter. Trying to go invis, it doesn't help whatsoever. The big slow onto Haru, and I mean, there's just nowhere to go to escape from what this man is capable of.
And it's terrifying for Vitality because when the team fight starts to fall apart, Sylas, Zeri, they keep winning those fights. They are so hard to finish off if you do not immediately burst them down in a fight. The amount of sustained damage they can do, the healing that can come in from the Sylas, definitely a terror to behold. And Fnatic, like you said, crawling their way out of that early game hold. Wunder only getting stronger on the AP Gragas. It's going to be so hard for Perkz to sit comfortably in any fight.
The damage from Upset is absurd. 3 items right now on the Zeri. Hilly's behind him with the shields. There's a bot tier 1 going down. A lot of standing gold for Fnatic to pick up. That's going to be their second tower of the game. Wunder's going to have to go top and defend this top tier 2 from Alphari, and he doesn't have TP, so I think Fnatic, they'll take that for now. The Baron's just trying to be kind of there to slow the game down a bit. Carzzy only level 10 right now on the Senna.
And the thing for Vitality is, with their comp, it's not even easy to like try and set up a trap onto Fnatic when they have this Baron and are pushing into them. Vitality want to be the ones getting engaged on, sort of peeling back, seeing what they can accomplish with the range of their backline, but that is just not an option when you're being sieged down with a Baron buff.
Definitely is getting harder. You can see 1.7k gold, the advantage that they've earned from that Baron. On top of that, when you take a look at the total gold presented by Santander, a lot of these individual members so far down early on, Upset and Humanoid, but now pulling ahead of those solo lanes. Solo lanes that have done so much to build early games for Vitality, not matched when it comes to itemization, when it comes to gold in the face of Fnatic in their fights.
40 seconds until the Infernal. 3 items on solo laners or on the mid lane and AD from Fnatic. Huge spikes coming in from them. Vitality feel a little bit outmatched coming into this one. No vision to fight over just yet, so Vitality putting down a ward themselves, looking for some mid control, maybe setting up to get in a good position for this Drake.
And where's Perkz been in these fights? He hasn't really found his way in. A lot of the fights in top he wasn't there for. The one he was in, he was getting caught, so need to see him dish out a lot of the damage for Vitality in his backline, because Carzzy's just a bit too far behind right now, and Alphari's there to disrupt Fnatic and be a frontliner.
Humanoid now going in, getting aggressive. 3 members locked up and knocked down. They're trying to flash out to safety. Razork on the chase as well. Upset coming in as well. You cannot run away from this Zeri. Ultra Shock Laser for the slow, the snare. Stopping Fnatic for now.
A lot of objectives for the map for them. Sorry, they're gonna get the mid tier 1. Do they defend this top tier 2? Wunder's on the way up. The Dragon's up as well, so they're gonna defend. They're gonna aggress. They're gonna defend this top tier 2 now. Wunder, does he want to go onto Perkz here? Hylissang is quite
back.
close.
Banshee's now gone. Wunder, Hylissang on the way, flash out to safety. Body slam going to be up in a few seconds, so the heal coming in. Shurima, the tower now.
Here's Humanoid, though.
Maybe an opportunity to turn it back, knocking Hylissang into the wall. If they can delete the Lulu before the fight sticks up, maybe they'll have an Onyx 2v2, but they're not going to get the chance. No, Perkz dashing out to safety. Humanoid now going in. The tower still standing strong, stealing away the Azir, taking him out and walking away on the bottom side. In the picture-in-picture, you see another Drake fall in favor of Fnatic, but Vitality are not done yet. Leaping in, the wall will connect. Gnar coming into the perfect time, just needs to sidestep any potential change to come out. Humanoid goes golden, but it's going to be a long, slow goodbye. Vitality finding the kill.
They tried to bring Wunder into the fight at the very end, but Perkz and Alphari fight their way out of the top lane. Really tough position to be put in. They lose the Drake while it all goes down, but for a moment, Vitality are able to win out in a skirmish.
What a game. Non-stop action everywhere on the map. 2 fights at once. You name it, it's happening. Upset sitting on a 1,000 gold shutdown right now. Ideally getting towards that Infinity Edge, and we're going to take a look at that one again, because it all started off in mid with Humanoid just collapsing onto Labrov and getting a fantastic Everfrost onto Carzzy as well, so the pressure is applied so hard. I mean, Upset can chase him so easily. Labrov's trying to run, he can't get away. And then they collapse towards top onto Perkz to deny him from getting that tier 2. Wunder, looks like him and Hylissang can take him out, but Vitality have 2 TPs to help.
Yeah, I mean, Perkz is just trying to get everything he can, and honestly, if Humanoid doesn't come up here, very easy to get out of this situation. Still, though, has the teleport and the Sun Disc, and it's very hard to fight into it until Humanoid arrives. Without the damage, Alphari, you can see, is able to put Hylissang against the wall, turn it around on him, but Humanoid on the opposite end has what it takes with the ultimate steal to finish off Perkz.
But it's Upset who's the one doing the most work in fights, and they didn't have Upset in that topside fight. He was helping Razork on the Dragon, so when he joins the fights, I really wonder how Vitality is going to deal with him.
And one thing we have to talk about as well is Grievous Wounds, because Sylas, the Zeri, the Gragas healing coming in off his passive, and the lack of damage we're seeing right now. Alphari pretty strong individually, but Perkz hasn't been able to do a lot of damage in these fights. Carzzy just now hitting 2 items. Sustained damage is not great from Vitality. They have to respect the healing coming in from the side of Fnatic, but it is only Haru who can mitigate that. So if Haru is not in the area and Humanoid ever gets the opportunity to 1v1, he is sitting pretty.
Yeah, I also think it can be really hard for Perkz and Carzzy to get hits off in fights when you're worrying about, potentially the Gragas ult knocking you back, separating your front line from you. So spacing is absolutely pivotal, and especially if Labrov ever goes for an eat, all of a sudden the ultimate could just knock both of them back and really disrupt the fight.
Vitality know they need to start fighting back soon. They've been losing these skirmishes. Look at Alphari's items. Stopwatch and Elixir of Iron he just picked up, so he's playing for the next fight. A lot of gold invested in it, and with Baron spawning in 10 seconds, I'm not surprised, because that'll allow the team who gets it to take control of the map. Vitality right now on the top side are going to take away some vision that Hylissang has put down. He's going to base and refresh his wards.
Fnatic have been looking for these flank TPs all game. Check out Vitality's blue buff jungle. 2 very deep wards. Wunder is in bot lane with teleport up. These are the opportunities for him to find a flank that destroys Perkz and Carzzy.
Pressure on, again. We saw in the previous game how crucial it is to mark the enemy flankers, to know where they're going to come from. Right now, Fnatic pushing in more vision control. Vitality not going to contest the Baron quite yet, but the flank TP, if they're not aware for it, could be devastating.
I think Fnatic are pretty happy if the game slows down. Upset sitting on the BF sword. He wants a GA or an Infinity Edge. What's the next spike for Vitality? I think Perkz is miles away from the Rabadons. Carzzy's, don't know what he's building towards yet, but I don't think he's close. So I think Fnatic, you can see Upset going to Wolves, going to Blue, going to Gromp. He's going to farm midway, farm absolutely everything on the map. 350 CS right now at 31 minutes. They're waiting for his next item spike. It's only going to get stronger.
It's a terrifying prospect too. Obviously, when you look at his individual gold advantage, 6.3k, a little bit deceiving as he was farming against a Tahm Kench. But even then, About a 3K difference over the Tahm Kench who was farming. Has to be intimidating. 4 items is now the IE is completed. Upset is the problem that Vitality have to solve, and they don't have instant, reliable point-and-click CC. That Upset has Ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can actually do against this man if he does not egregiously misposition.
His mechanics can be very important in these fights. He's got the Lulu W, he's got Ghost, he's got his ult, he's got a lot of move speed to work with and a hell of a lot of damage behind it. And now the pressure will be applied by Fnatic. They've got the Infinity Edge. They're going to retake this top side. They've got the mid wave in. They can start to step forward. Look at the damage.
Wow. Oh, Pillar.
That's the thing, though. Positioning can cost you everything. Perkz looks for an opportunity, but we'll just push back Fnatic.
Upset's going to Gromp. I think he wants the lifesteal up, so that allows Vitality to start push forward in a 5v4.
Opportunity to get the fight. Knockup from Labrov will not connect. Vitality trying to take control of the mid lane, laying down the tower for themselves. Upset off to the side, instantly healing back up to full, though, off the camps.
It's a big tower, 35 seconds before the Drake does spawn, but I do think Fnatic can go ahead and clear this one relatively easily. As I say that, though, Vitality destroyed the wave thanks to Carzzy and do hold on to this for a little longer. 25 seconds now until that comes up, but there's still vision in the river for Fnatic.
Tension mounting, pressure mounting, an objective alive in 15 seconds for Vitality to turn towards. Poke is missing, waves are coming in, Vitality's going to clear it out. The Fnatic engage once this tower falls. Can they make this tower fall? Haru's going to pop the pillar there, so Upset, once he sees that go down, can play a little bit more confident.
Knocking down, Ultra Shock Laser just clipping him. Rest of Vitality now retreating. Boomerang coming over the wall. Alphari just trying to keep that rage up. Such a tense game, such a tense moment. Perkz in the build opting for full AP. It's just about the spell, it's about the cooldowns. The attack speed for the Sand Soldiers is not there quite yet, but a stolen Gnar ultimate could very well be a death sentence for Vitality. They're being pulled back. They're being forced back as Fnatic push forward. That's flash out from Labrov. They need to find their front line quickly. Alphari off to the side, looking for an opportunity to flank. Razork waiting, holding away. Poppy ult now coming in. Push back from Perkz onto Wunder. It's massive. Humanoid now knocking, but there's absolutely no follow-up. Fnatic, they weren't ready for it. They caught him napping. Fnatic now running for their lives. 2 members taken down. Upset, maybe he can turn it back, but that's a disaster.
2 huge kills for Vitality. Now they can move on over to the Baron. Razork has Flash, has Smite if he wants to contest, but Fnatic may just decide to trade this for the Drake.
And it's Perkz who comes up in these clutch moments. The decisiveness from him to just engage onto Wunder, get the kill and get out. Doesn't even have to use the Flash, doesn't even have a stopwatch. So if that play backfired, even in the slightest, Perkz would have died and Fnatic would have dictated this entire game. Looks like they'll get themselves a Dragon for the Baron trade, but I think with Perkz getting towards the Rabadons, Vitality very happy to come away with that.
Devastating exchange. Vitality again, they were in control in the early game. It was Fnatic who fought back, who found their lead and their advantage, but here Vitality find a bigger advantage in the Baron on the back of their man in the mid lane. After dying in the side lane, he finds redemption in this play, pushing Wunder back, finding the pick.
Humanoid flashes over to try to make some kind of counter clutch, you know, get a 4-man ult into the wall, allow Upset and buy him a bit of space so he can walk forwards, but it backfires. He gets ulted into the wall. Good reactions there from Vitality, and now with this Baron, I think Perkz hasn't based yet. He has TP. I wonder how close he is to the Rabadon's death cap, because that's such a huge spike for him. The range he has, he's the only one who can really contest with this Zeri.
Absolutely, and Fnatic, their comp is fairly committal when they decide to go in, especially if Razork or Wunder are flashing in to get that CC down. So they have to be absolutely on point, make the right decisions, get the timings correct. Otherwise, Vitality will be able to fall back, keep their backline alive, and Vitality do have many tools to poke with too, so the time can work against Fnatic around these objectives.
Fnatic maybe hoping to find that angle, hoping to find that engage, but there's no flash for Humanoid, there's no flash for Wunder. Upset Hylissang sitting pretty Razork as well. Perhaps they can be the factor as Carzzy and Labrov are similarly flashless. Right now, would look like he's in trouble, but to be completely honest with you, he's got so much MR, I just don't think he's scared till Upset gets there. Razork getting chunked out, big damage coming in. Senna ult across the team, just knocking Haru back, and control now clearly in favor of Vitality as they continue this siege. Humanoid taking away anything and everything he can on the opposite side of the map. Will shift his sights towards the tier 2 here. Vitality have a man advantage, but can they use it?
Gonna play on top wave here. Today's games have been incredibly long, so much stakes behind them, so much pressure. One mistake could cost you your life in playoffs. You're seeding in playoffs, mid and top push for Vitality. Humanoid will get that tier 2, he has TP.
Stepping
He's
forward,
TPing behind.
TP on the backside. Have they spotted him out? Carzzy so incredibly vulnerable. Humanoid waiting over the wall, but they've seen him. They're trying to knock him back. Trundle ult's gonna make him so damn tanky. Perkz locked up for a brief moment. They still have the flash. Pushing forward, Haru on his lonesome goals golden. Has a moment of time, but it's a split call again. Fnatic not finding the angle, not finding the opportunity. Vitality shift their attention back to the top lane.
The fight fizzles out. Vitality are back top, just as you say. Perkz can absolutely melt this turret. Doesn't go for an auto, and now Upset and Razork are on the way.
Looking for an opportunity. Flash back out to safety.
Good
Getting
reaction
the flash. Knock back from Labrov. Chain CC is there. Thick skin, though, makes it hard for them to finish the job. Humanoid again taking the ulti. A knockback.
Perkz.
Clear opportunity.
These fights, this game is on a knife's edge. They're going to get this top tier 3. Wunder has TP if they want to commit into this fight. There's no wards behind them yet. The inhibit is falling.
And Gnar ultimate. Potential for upset to reset here. He has Flash, he has Ghost. They can't afford to stand next to that wall, trying to get out. The mist can ferry them out to safety, just hoping to finish off that inhibitor, to have that pressure point. Dragon 2 minutes, 20 seconds around the corner.
And that's soul for Fnatic. Vitality needs to be very wary of it. 10 seconds left on this Baron. Upset on their way back
GA
here.
is online for upset.
It's gonna be big. They can force a fight. Humanoid gonna be the big factor. Wunder as well. Wunder's Flash just around the corner. That's what they're gonna wait for.
Perkz has no flash. They have so much engaged right now.
9 seconds.
They have the Gnar ult. They have Wunder.
They're pulling back.
Labrov needs to be very clutch with EAT in these fights, with Perkz being so vulnerable now.
Potentially flawless flash timers there, knowing exactly when Wunder was gonna have access to that crucial cooldown. Could have been the difference maker in the fight. Flash, body slam, flash, whatever he wants to do to try and find the engaged Humanoid with the Gnar ult follow-up. But Vitality, do not overextend, crucially. Do not throw this away. The gold in touching distance, but the soul for Fnatic, the only thing that they need to set their sights on now. A team fight could net them a massive advantage.
1 minute, 30 seconds to breathe, to slow down, to plan your next move. That could decide this game. Vitality gonna move into the bot side jungle, get a little bit of vision before this dragon spawns. They need to be first on the objective if they're face checking a Poppy Gragas Sylas. That could be a disaster. Gonna get the mid waves in. 1 minute left.
The last few minutes for Fnatic have not been fun. When Wunder doesn't have Flash, so hard to find impact with that AP Gragas. Need to be on point with Flashy, need to have a big impact with the ulti. Pretty soon, we'll have the Rabadons, but not before this Drake. I don't believe Vitality being seen walking over wards, but trying to play some of their own.
Fnatic's playoffs chances, the only time it'll be on their hands is right now. If they lose, it's in Excel's hands, it's in Astralis' hands, it's out of theirs. So they've got one statement team fight left in them. We'll see if they can pull it out, because right now in the game state they are slightly behind, but upset's just so strong. Rabadon's picked up for Wunder, Rabadon's picked up for Humanoid. The triple threat
they're
is coming
teleporting
in.
mid.
Vitality's ignoring this Infernal Soul. They're
Incredibly
forcing
low.
mid.
Fnatic out of position here. Wunder the only man standing. Maybe he can try to make a hero play, but not before they break down this tower. Upset off to the side. Big source of damage. Humanoid on the flank, but they're split. Alphari stepping forward now. Fnatic losing a tower. They get lost in the tension. They only see the dragon, and they forget about the mid lane.
That next mid wave pretty far away, but Fnatic, I mean, how do you get back into your own jungle here? Vitality trying to zone them away. Razork and Humanoid fighting back into this one, but Perkz has the soldiers to keep Wunder away.
Alphari pushing out mid wave close to that Mega Gnar.
Soldiers
drawn.
And the Banshee, crucially, Humanoid again trying to find the flank, trying to find the angle, has not been spotted out by Vitality. Haru now searching, looking for the opportunity. He doesn't have the ultimate yet. He doesn't have the Gnar ult taken away. He doesn't have anything else.
Perkz no flash up just yet. He has to play really far back. Labrov's EAT could decide this fight.
Shot laser, Razork knocking back the Tahm Kench. That's crucial. Vitality now immediately forced to retreat. Humanoid still waiting on the flank. Infernal Rift taking away so much of the brush he would love to use for a flank. He has not been spotted though. Waiting, looking for an opportunity. It's another flank! That's big, but the dragon has not been taken away. Fnatic with the Infernal Soul. Humanoid stealing away the Azir ultimate, buying a brief moment, now getting knocked back, but Vitality still standing strong. Carzzy still standing strong. Fnatic now with the Infernal Soul. Upset, ready. Is this his moment? Is this his time to shine? How many pentakills have we seen this champion get? Can he find one here? There's no angle quite yet. He's looking for an opportunity. Alphari knocking down 2. Upset still standing. The healing massive. Upset for now. Leaving it in. He wants to finish, but Perkz says not today. Upset! The shutdown! The hero moment! The Infernal behind them, and Haru runs for the hills!
It's Fnatic's lives on Upset's shoulders, but he does not flinch. He's chasing down Haru now, who has flash. The W's not gonna land. He wants that extra kill. No waves to play on. Fnatic can't end if they get this.
Finishing it, flashing in. The pillar buying a brief moment, but no Upset finishes it!
And they get the Infernal Soul!
They get everything. The Infernal Soul. Baron is up. Alphari and Haru, and Labrov still on the map, though, pushing down turrets. Won't be able to get an inhibitor. Fnatic are fighting back. As we hit the 40-minute mark, Fnatic are trying to pave their way back into playoffs.
Let's take a look at that one again, because it started out with such an incredible chain from Humanoid to land onto Carzzy, who got almost blown up immediately. Dragon gets secured by Razork. Labrov manages to eat Carzzy before he dies, but then Razork, I think, or Humanoid, sorry, is kind of caught between a wall, so he pops the stopwatch. Still 5v5, but Humanoid dies to the stun from the pillar, and then it's Upset. You have GA, you have Lulu, you have your ult up, you have Stacks, you have Infernal Soul. The damage he dishes out is so much, so Vitality have to play on range.
Upset continues to be the front line in these fights. It's insane once they start to break down after the save. But Labrov and Alphari try to come back and re-engage in. That is the fatal flaw of Vitality, splitting up on that re-engage, and Upset somehow surviving, getting the 1v1 against Perkz.
Perkz thought he had the damage by dashing forwards there. He knew when Upset flashed in, they had no room or space left to kite back, so Perkz decides to go forwards. No one was there to follow. Alphari had a good 2-man ult. Again, no follow-up. So Fnatic, Baron up, Infernal Soul, mid-wave coming in, Wunder's pushing out top, he has TP to join his team. I think Vitality have to hold the line and defend as long as they can until this Elder Dragon spawns.
And they've got the range in the Senna, the Azir, the control mage to do so. They can hold on as long as they stay safe, as long as they don't get dove. But Fnatic happy to take the standing gold, happy to take all of these tier 2s.
Boots are gone for Upset, full 6 item. He is absolutely online here for Fnatic. Everything, the Infernal Soul. Baron going away soon, but Fnatic very much still on the push.
Can they siege these tier 3s though? Vitality have so much wave clear.
So difficult now. Stopwatch coming in for Perkz, the death cap as well. Razork gonna try to zone away.
Knockback.
Gonna commit with the ulti. Catches 2, that's a tower down, potentially an inhibitor to follow. Vitality again, this is their last stand. Have to hold on against the siege. Pressure, tension builds. Again, you get caught out, you die here. The game could slip away from you, but Fnatic remain in control for now.
Oh yeah, Humanoid stolen the Gnar as well. Does look like Fnatic's push is going to stall out now, but with the inhibitor down, you can see the dissonance there. 2 minutes between top inhib and the Elder Dragon, and Fnatic are still pushing bot lane with the TP in.
Humanoid's gonna push in the wave. Hilly, look where Hilly is. He's really far away here. As Fnatic have a really good wave. They have double cannon, which they can buff up to hit the tower, but they need to wait for Hilly. I don't think Vitality have had vision on him. I think if they did, they would have just instantly pulled the trigger regardless of the soul. Alphari very close to that Mega. Doesn't have flash though. Upset doesn't have flash either.
Humanoid on the side. The Gnar will fade away eventually. He has to use it soon. Looks like they're going to back off here, at least for now. Humanoid maybe returning to the mid lane, trying to get 2 points of pressure, but it's a little bit desynced here. Is still walking down, does still have the Gnar ultimate. Otto's coming in, Carzzy hitting harder and harder. It's a slow death for Razork if he sticks around, but he's only going to get scarier as we get later into the game.
Baron buffs off. I don't think Fnatic can siege anymore. Vitality have a lot of wave clear. 201 souls on Carzzy right now. And 1 minute 50 seconds left on that Elder. That's going to be the last stand for both these teams. Fnatic slightly favored with the Infernal Soul and with the pushing waves in top and bot now. So I think it's just about basing, getting item spikes, elixirs, absolutely everything. And then the setup is crucial.
100%. These fights have come down to the wire. The last fight, yes, Upset runs away with it, but it was the difference between one auto attack with him and Perkz. That was the difference maker. Perkz now comes into this fight, stopwatch in hand. Upset also, flash just returning. So 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the Elder, and both carries have almost everything at their disposal.
Such an incredibly intense game. You look at the potential damage output from the full AP Gragas on the opposite side. How clutch, how close they have to play it, how crucial the Banshee's Veil will be. The spell shield for both Carzzy and Perkz in the fights to come. If you block a major cooldown, it could be the difference maker. It stops them from getting aggressive, stops them from trying to force anything, but the pressure continues, and Fnatic not willing to cede control on the bottom side of the map here.
Exactly.
51 seconds, Elder in their sights.
Fnatic have the time and the opportunities to find their positions leading into this Elder fight, right? Look at Humanoid staying away from the 4-pack of the team, walking in, clearing out this bot wave, doesn't want anything to worry about by time that this dragon does spawn. And when he retreats back into the jungle, there's all these nooks and crannies Vitality are going to have to clear through.
They're going to have to go through mid. I think they're going to have to push in the wave and run it down as 5. It's the best vision pocket you'll get because face checking into Sjokz is always going to be disadvantageous. Fnatic know it, so they're going to stop them from being able to go through mid. Perkz is now coming out of base, sitting on 6 items on this Azir. A huge inhib, buffed up creeps coming in through top. He needs to clear those out. Luckily he has TP, but vision is so important. The Elder Dragon's going to have around 20,000 HP. If Upset's showing, then they can't rush it down.
Bit of poke comes out. Carzzy keeps his spell shield for now. So incredibly tense. This is it. This is the play. This is the final moment of the game. Humanoid off on the side. Knock back into the wall from Haru. Haru walking away, holding on to Humanoid now. Humanoid off to the side. Carzzy still has the spell shield that stops the instant engage from coming in. The entire team now retreating. Razork, the ulti. He does not have to finish the cast, but he will. Could have just held on to it. Decides to flip it anyway, decides to go for it. Elder in the sights of Fnatic, pulling back. Everything will come down to this 5v5.
Yeah, Perkz put the disc in mid, so Fnatic can't push into that. Elder has been started up, but Vitality are working with imperfect vision. Look at Humanoid over to the left corner.
It's on him. It's on Humanoid.
Blue Trinket in the pit. It doesn't see Humanoid.
Perkz loses his Banshees.
They have no idea.
11K.
Humanoid.
They have no idea.
Humanoid off to the side. They see him now. Humanoid leaps in. He's going to find two. Upset. But one they need to match it, but they manage to delete him before anything happens. Upset. The last man standing, the last major source of damage. Wunder where his cooldown's going to go. Alphari whiffs. Upset still standing tall. Eyes on the Zeri and his do or die. Vitality on the retreat. And they are nothing but prey in the eyes of a predator. As Upset runs forward. He is fearless. Perkz onto the side, finds one more. But they don't have the damage.
Look at him
They
go.
don't have the carries. They don't have the front line. They have nothing in the face of Zeri. They have nothing in the face of Upset. Fnatic will not go quietly. Fnatic will not give up their chances or leave it to excel. They will hold on to hope. But Vitality aren't done yet.
Upset is taking the entire season into his hands here. They're taking Elder. The base is in shambles, but Vitality are trying to turn it back around.
4K, the Elder.
Look at the dragon.
Haru
He's
has
gonna go down.
flash. 3K getting lower. He doesn't have
Nuggets.
information. The dark pack is everything. They get it. He manages to make it happen. Alphari still pushing forward. Upset. Oh, he's unrelenting. An infinite source of pressure in his own right. Fnatic have the Elder.
30 seconds on Perkz, 30 seconds on Labrov. Humanoid will respawn with
top
TP.
side.
TP top coming in from Wunder. I think Fnatic are going to go towards the Baron. No, it's Humanoid's TP coming in. Sorry, the right-hand side. Looked like he was dead. I think they're going to get Baron. They're going to have Soul. They're going to have Elder. They're going to have everything they need to cement themselves a win.
Without Perkz for 15 seconds, Vitality have no chance to fight this. Their top lane has been broken open. Bot turret is low. Fnatic are bringing everyone in to make sure they secure this and can set up their final push to the base.
The pressure starts now. Fnatic want to start pushing in, but Hylissang needs the base and refresh the wards. Let's look at that again, because Humanoid goes for the hero play, the play of the split, but it whiffs. He only hits two of them, the front line, so the DPS are alive. It turns into a 5v4. Razork gets extremely low. Watch Alphari here. His R flash just misses. Razork gets out. Game of inches, and then it's Upset and Hilly versus the goddamn world, and they're winning. They stare death in the face and they say not today, as Upset just chases them all out of the pits. Vitality running for the hills, and now on the screen, on live, I think Fnatic are pushing in to end the game.
Vitality have to buy time. They have to buy as much space as humanly possible. You can watch this replay play out, but it is just Upset dominating. He'll need to do the same again. One final fight. Poppycopter coming in. Fnatic eliminating Astralis if they win here, keeping their fate in their own hands. A loss would have been devastating. Vitality not locked yet. Perkz stepping forward. The shifting sands will not find a target.
Elder for 50 seconds. There's no bot wave for Fnatic. They're going to have to get a bot wave in so they can threaten triple in here, but I don't think they can dive Nexus turrets. It's way too late in the game for that in a 5v5, even with Elder. Vitality need to find 40 seconds.
Somehow, and Perkz every single fight has been trying. He's been throwing his body into the line, getting one before getting shut down. It just feels like from his perspective, Vitality don't have that playmaking ability without the Emperor's Divide, without the Shurima Shovel. He's tried time and time again, but he has to find Upset in this next fight, and Upset is flashless for the next 2 minutes.
20 seconds left on the Elder. Vitality might just have to sacrifice the inhib if it gets to it. They can't outfight against this buff. 15 seconds left. They're checking the timers on the buffs on the players. They're waiting.
Back goes wide.
All the comms is about that Elder.
Big ulti onto Perkz. No body slam follow-up. Just focusing on the objectives. Not interested in blood
there's minions
yet.
in mid. They're going to lose this tower.
Vitality holding on to what they can, but right
Elder's
now
gone.
everything in favor of Fnatic. Upset stepping forward again. Elder falling away. Vitality, if they want to fight, have to try and find it now. You cannot stand in the face of double super minions in every lane holding onto this inhibitor, but it's only a matter of time before Fnatic take it. Upset off to the side, untouched, healing through anything that Vitality throw at them. Perkz fishing, looking for that opportunity. They know that he's flashless, poking back on Upset, but Upset will immediately heal on a single auto.
You can see the chunk from Perkz, but it's complete turtle defense for Vitality. They know one false move might cost them everything.
That's Labrov.
Inhib's down.
The Valor being used, cooldowns getting chipped away at. Grinding Vitality into the ground to keep their dreams
TP
alive.
flank, TP flank.
Who is it? It's Perkz on the Azir. TP flanking against
insane.
Fnatic. 50 minutes
This is
into the
absolutely
game.
nuts. Stepping over the wall, but he's split away from his team. He's polymorph. They're going to get anything. It's immediately a split fight, but maybe they can hold on. Carzzy has so many stacks, almost 250 to his name. Wunder now stepping forward, trying to burn through the health bars. Razork, but Fnatic Upset, untouched, the major source of damage. But now Carzzy and Perkz playing together, trying to finish the job, trying to finish Humanoid. He will take him down. He goes to Golden Razork, coming in, looking for the wall bang, knocks him back, but does not take him down. No, knocked away.
Upset still standing, Carzzy still standing. Maybe, just maybe the Senna has enough range to just never give Upset the opportunity to hit the tower, but the tower, will it fall? No, it stays standing. The minions coming crashing in.
Upset doesn't have to give up. It might be a 2 versus 3, but they still have the minions to work with. Baron is gone, but this turret is just 1 HP. The call is stick around, look for an opportunity, but they might not get it.
They hold the line for now. They need that tower to stay alive. It will regenerate. They can't let the creeps get in range. There's so many
Here
damn
they come.
creeps. Upset and Hilly.
Waiting.
Want to fight this 2v3.
Taking his time. Upset walking forward, knowing, look at the cooldowns, look at the respawn timers, 40 seconds and 2 TPs up for Fnatic. Reinforcements can come in an instant. Reinforcements less than a minute away. Upset gonna give it the time pick. Upset now leaving away, but he's taking. Did he sword away to GA? No! No, just like that! Hopes and dreams, can he keep them going? It's Upset! Are you kidding me? In the face of death, in the face of elimination, in the face of fate falling away from his hands, Upset says no. Fnatic say yes.
Upset is the hero of Fnatic on day 2 of the Super Week. They all stand up and embrace him. 14 kills, 1 death. So many clutch moments in this fight, so many 2v5s from him and Hilly, standing and holding the line, keeping Fnatic in this playoffs race.
An absolutely grueling affair between these two teams, back and forth, but it was every fight Upset chasing down members of Vitality, jumping up to 9 wins in the standings. Just 1 more day of regular season to go. Fnatic do not want to miss playoffs.
Fnatic eliminating Astralis, keeping their hope alive, keeping their destiny in their own hands.
It's a 3-horse race now, isn't it? Vitality, Fnatic, and XL. SK and Astralis on day 2 have fallen out.
And sometimes Fnatic, they look lost. Sometimes they look like they won't find their footing. But inevitably, they always find a way back. They have not missed playoffs. They're not looking to start now. 1 more day, 1 more game ahead of them.
Oh God. Better late than never.
I'm reeling. Incredible game of League of Legends. Intense game.
So many back and forth moments. It was in Fnatic's hands, it was in Vitality's hands, it was back in Fnatic hands, and then went straight back to Vitality.
I mean, so many fights were just like 1 auto, 1 skill shot hitting Upset could have been the difference maker to change it. Fights around the Dragon, oh so crucial for them, but Fnatic had good decisions, stalling out around some of those Baron fights, and then eventually, once it was under their control, having the presence of mind to stick around to the base 2v3, say, no, we're ending this right now, because the cost, if you die there off the map for 70 seconds, no GA going into the next fight could have been devastating.
One of the inhibs would have respawned, triple super creeps wouldn't have come in, they would have got a buff. Baron or Elder, God knows what the hell was up. That game was going on for way too damn long, and Fnatic pull it out.
Incredible game. Key player of the game, though, at LEC on Twitter. Which of these Fnatic players do you think it should be? Razork, Upset, or Hylissang? I have a sneaking suspicion.
I wonder who.
It was a team effort at the end of the day. But
I will say, Hilly did a little cheeky flash polymorph on the end on Senna as Upset was respawning, so clutch moments were happening on the Lulu as well.
I mean, that's the thing too, right? Perkz in that last fight peeling over towards the Lulu. Hylissang had the bait factor, was able to draw him over there.
We've had enough to say, and we'll have more to say in the future about the game, I'm sure, but you've heard from us. Let's hear from a man who made it happen. Razork standing by with Laure.
I don't even know if Razork knows what to say. You were just telling me you don't know what happened this game, so okay. First feelings about the game. How do you feel right now? Did you have time to calm down? And
I'm a bit stressed still. I think it was a really stressful game, but yeah, I'm very happy we actually won. But I don't like this sequence when I have to smite the Elder, smite the Drake. It's so much pressure, so much adrenaline. But yeah, I'm happy.
That's the life of a jungler, I feel. About the objectives, there's something I want to show you, actually. It's the soul fight, the one in mid lane, 40 minutes. You were telling me you don't remember, but maybe watching it. Okay, tell me about the communication here and how you turn things around. You're in position, and then what happens?
I mean, I was seeing that I wanted to ult someone, but I guess Kench wasn't the best target.
Yeah.
Then we said, okay, just flip the Drake because they have more range than us. We have to engage, but we missed, I think, Gragas ult, so we have to commit for the Drake. We actually got the Drake, and I was actually saying, okay, we got the Drake, get out. But Elias upset, and Hylissang were like screaming, no, we win. And then, okay, I just stay with 1 HP behind them, saying, cheering for them, basically.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do.
You go, guys. That's your turn now.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned out well, but in these moments, you were saying, I'm stressed when it comes to smiting, defending objectives and everything. How do you make the right decisions in the end, in these type of situations?
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't make the right decisions, but it's about being confident in your place and being on the same page. I think in this game, we actually made the wrong decisions, but we were committed as a team, so it didn't turn out too bad. So yeah, I guess that's the point, right? I think in the Elder Drake, we actually played really bad team fight, but we actually won somehow because we were on the same page, kinda.
Mm-hmm. What I find amazing about Fnatic is that regardless of the lineups, regardless of the seasons, every time the team comes together, when people the least accept it, you were in a bad situation before the start of Super Week, and now you were 2-0. What changed within the team for you guys to be ready in Super Week?
I mean, I think you can't kill Fnatic. If we have a 1% chance to make the playoffs or to do whatever is in our hands, we will actually take it. And we actually have a lot of chances to make the playoffs. And we actually get a really confident boost and like adrenaline. And then we actually play better.
You were telling me at the beginning of the interview about stress and everything, but I feel like playing under pressure like this actually is better for you. Would you agree?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, yesterday I played my first Poppy game. Today is my second Poppy game. And I'm actually pretty comfortable on the jump, but I am still stressed. Like, honestly, there is so much pressure. I want to make playoffs. Everyone wants to make playoffs because we think that we're a good team. But yeah, the results are not the greatest, but we are turning it around this week.
Yeah, you're turning a bad situation into a good one so far. Good luck against Misfits tomorrow, Razork. This could have been the match of the week, obviously, but the real one is coming right after the break. Misfits against G2 Esports right after this. Thank you, guys.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
And some Kit Kat for you, and some Kit Kat for Elder, and some no Kit Kat for Barrett.